Surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And in the name of he who died and rose again, shall you succeed and be blessed in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Me a done this in the Most High, Almighty God, creator of the heaven and earth, in the supreme ruler. Blessed. I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, oh, feel blessed. I feel blessed, 'cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David danced. Feel blessed, feel blessed. Let me hear you feel safe, blessed. Feel blessed, feel blessed. Yeah. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me hear you say, ooh, Lord. Everybody sing, ooh, Lord, yeah, yeah. We want on that team, we can, ooh, Lord, yeah, yeah. You've been so long. You got the enemy, shuffle, hearing me. Mommy, don't move from Eddie Dibia. Jao mi konsiwa ehojo na manu ya shami kerama. Jao mi konsiwa ehojo na manu ya shami kerama. Enti misuro anajubo bombiara. Misuro anajubo bombiara. Onone makucham, ene makucham. Nyanimu wanije Ninu nasina metina. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed 'cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David danced. Feel blessed, feel blessed. Let me hear you feel safe, blessed. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. Can just like you did, yeah. We want on that team, we can, ooh, Lord, yeah. Blessed. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Na mesu erade se woni mi banko bia ne mabanke se yankopana me de me ho matoso. Surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And in the name of he who died and rose again, shall you succeed and be blessed in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Me I done this with the Most High, Almighty God, Creator of the heaven and earth, in the supreme ruler. Blessed. I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Oh, I feel blessed, cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David danced. Let me hear you feel safe, blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David did. Let me hear you say, ooh, Lord. Everybody sing, ooh, Lord, We want on that team who can, ooh, Lord, If you've been so long, you got the enemy, shuffle, hearing me. Mommy, don't move from Eddie Dibia. Jao mi konsiwa ehojo na manum ya shami kerama. Jao mi konsiwa ehojo na manum ya shami kerama. Enti misuro anajubo bombiara. Misuro anajubo bombiara. Onone makucham. Nyanimu anije Ninu nasina metina I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. I feel blessed cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David danced. Let me hear you feel safe, blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. Can just like David did. We want on that team who can, ooh, Lord. Blessed.
Hello, this is ENCORE Plus. If you're watching this, I was stumbling upon it for the first time. ENCORE Plus is what we do after the regular episode of ENCORE. We take views from the team and from those who would have joined us in the studio. And so you are welcome to ENCORE Plus. Now, those of you who watched the episode in the studio, what do you think of today? What stood out for you today?
Don't go to God with your own yes and ask Him to affirm it.
Yeah.
And God has stopped matchmaking since Adam blamed God.
Still wrapping your head around it.
Yes, go.
Uncle, the idea that and I think I just told her the fact that she could hold on when she believes it was God who said it, that trust in God, and the fact that she could hold on even in all those times, for me is I don't know if it's a good thing, but I think it tells how much she can love. And I may be wrong.
No, she's
No, but I
she's a
thought
Lucy girl. She can.
I thought it was interesting to hear that story, and I felt wow, like 5 years. Hold on, because God said. Because I don't know if even I had God. Like I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Okay.
So that I thought that was speaks a lot to her faith.
Okay.
But also the fact that she really loves, and
All
that
right.
was interesting.
Abisi, what stood out for you?
Heal before you move on.
Okay.
You mentioned that we are a fast track generation, which is true, because we don't have time for ourselves. We don't have time to sit down, take a few minutes, or hours, or even days to know how we feel, to even accept that this is how we feel, this is where we are hurt, this is where we are broken, and then heal from there. We don't have time for that these days. And we are so much in denial. No, I'm not hurt. I'm too
Yeah.
strong for this.
I'm
I'm
fine.
okay.
I'm fine.
And then we are moving with it, and then days turn into weeks, months, and years. I think the only solution to it right now is to really know whether you are ready to go into another relationship. Spend time with yourself. Be true to yourself. Accept it. Then you can heal it to move on.
And also go back to your core friends, the network you had before, because quite often for your generation, as soon as you fall in love, everything is pushed to the back. Your friends are no longer, they don't longer matter. That's the time to go back, build bridges, repair fences that you had broken down, and then that support, immerse yourself in that support before you can move on. But listening to you talk, I realized that no, it's not just your generation. The human being hasn't accepted that when he goes into a relationship and it ends, it is a death situation. So there must be a period of grieving. We don't accept it as such. So we deprive ourselves of the importance of grieving, and then just move on as if nothing has happened to us. And yet we are grieving. And whether we acknowledge it or not, that grieving will continue on. Will continue. And that pain will continue working it out. Ike, what stood out for you?
It was to understand that we all need space, because the whole conversation it brought back some memories of certain things in the past that weren't pleasant for me, if I can share.
Speak up a bit. You are not Eileen. Eileen is the only one who is permitted to speak soft.
So
The two are one.
When you're in a circle and people have a way to, or let me say, when a lady sees you and she's interested in you, she has a way to enter your circle and then make your friends her friends and find a way to push all your friends away from you, and she's now the only one there. So I remember being in such a situation whereby I wasn't even ready for a relationship with that person, but then I ended up being in a relationship with her, and it lasted for a very long time. And it felt like torture, because you're in a situation whereby you didn't ask for it, but it's there, and now you have to deal with it. And there was one time, she's one of those Sunday people where Sunday is all about church. After church service, we're having rehearsal after rehearsal. We're going to the pastor's house to pray and all that. So I know that Sunday is there. She's gone. So we meet as a group one time, and she's all over the place crying, and everybody is looking at me like, what have you done to her? People are coming, oh, if she's done something, forgive her. And others also saying that, oh, you cry, why are you wearing this girl, And you're thinking like, I don't even know what's going on. So I finally go to her and I'm like, what happened? And she doesn't say anything. And she's just crying. And everybody's blaming me. So I go home and she calls me and she's like, one Sunday, after rehearsal, she went to the pastor's house and they were doing their normal prayers, and she got tired and decided to go to her room and sleep. And she woke up and the pastor's son was on top of her. And I'm like, so he finished? And he was like, yes. And so what are you saying? That's just one of it. I mean, I remember that day, even though initially I wasn't interested in the relationship, because I spent a lot of time with her, I was then emotionally involved. I cried like a baby. But then, yeah. So
I suspect that was the last time you cried.
that was the last time I cried over
Yeah.
a woman. Yes.
I'm sure you vowed to yourself, I would never cry
That was the
again.
last time I cried over a woman.
Wow. Yeah, okay, yes, Akusha.
Uncle, I learned that there are still good people around. There are still men who are kind. There are still men who are thoughtful. There are still men who are faithful. Just like Vic said, when she moved from that one, she did meet David, and you have also confirmed that it's been blessed. So there
Yeah.
are still good people around. So we should all give ourselves second, third, fourth, fifth chances. You might kiss so many frogs, but
Yeah.
at the right time you kiss.
Yeah, you watched us.
Yes, I did.
Happy birthday anyway.
Thank you, Uncle Mo.
How do you spend
And
your
the thing-
holidays these days, your birthdays these days?
I don't even know. I've not celebrated birthday before, So it's normal day for me. It's normal day for me. So thank you very much. You are teaching an old dog new tricks. I wonder whether I can learn.
Wait. In your first year of marriage, you didn't celebrate your birthday?
Honestly, it's my wife who introduced me to birthdays.
Yes.
The issue was that her birthday will be tomorrow. So that's the thing. This morning they made up all the noises and that kind of thing. That's the thing. But,
Okay, so in celebrating your birthday, she's celebrating hers.
oh yes, actually.
Okay.
So
I
she
like
starts early. that
You have
kind of
to,
thing. Yes.
don't do it there.
But my mother taught me well not to celebrate birthday, so I'm sick of it.
But you celebrate hers.
I joined her. I joined her today. Oh yes, I'm not a birthday person. I thought I could say I left it this morning. I'm not a birthday person. It's ordinary. We wake up and we thank God. Then we move on. You say that's it.
That's our
It doesn't mean that you should invite me to your birthday celebration.
All right, so you
That's right.
you are part of the program.
Yes, I watched parts of the program, and I liked the counsel you gave, especially at the end. What struck me most is the analogy with the dog issue.
Yeah.
Love needs to be cultured. You need a lot of patience in doing it and that kind of thing. It's not easy, I must confess, you see, but it's an important lesson. If you want something, if you really want something, you fight for it. You would not just give up and let it out.
Yes, David.
Yeah, I actually had a question out of something you said about we don't take time to heal, we rush into the next opportunity. What of this theory that also says that time waits for no man? You might die tomorrow, so why not make hay of this particular moment, enjoy the good in it, learn your lesson from it, and then move on should it not work out?
I'm talking about the same life that imposes upon us sleep.
When you have things to do.
Well, that's
No, life is about choices, you see, and taking your chances. So,
There's a time for everything.
yeah, that's right.
Sometimes there's a time to just heal. Do nothing. Many of you, if you haven't experienced it, I guarantee you experience it. It's called the desert experience, the wilderness experience. The wilderness experience is where God can place you in a place where for some years or months, nothing is happening in your life. And you can be anxious. You can make any move you want. Nothing will happen. So the season is up. That period is for you to do maintenance. Just relax. So yes, time and tide waits for no man. But in order to capture time well, you've also got to know when to rest and when to heal. You've got to know. Otherwise, you would hurt yourself more, and then you'll be, for instance, we all have different. I would need a nap to be productive for the day. A short nap. If I don't get it, I'm spending the rest of the day, I'm not asleep, but I'm not awake.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing what comes easy because I don't have the resources to tackle the serious one. I see a mail that demand that I read and analyze and respond, and I postpone. I mark as unread because I'm not ready to handle that one for now. Why? Because I'm not in the best. And yet, if I just taken 30 minutes off, and I'll come back sharper and everything, and save time and everything. You know, there's a story on the net that influenced me so much. It's a story of two guys who were given an assignment to cut trees. And the first day, they were almost all the same. The second day, the first one gets in there and starts going at it. About 30 minutes later, the other guy hasn't even started. He was sharpening his axe. You know, 30 minutes later, this guy was struggling here. And yet, when the second person started, he was cutting more. Not that he was stronger, but he was cutting more. The second and third day, the same thing happened. This guy gets in and is going. And this guy is taking his time, sharpening his axe. And yet, he's now, so he begins after about 30 minutes later. This guy may have fell about 2 trees already. He is down to 0, and he overtakes him. So on the 4th day, he asks him, what's your secret? And said, well, sharpening the axe as part of the cutting.
It's not waste of time.
It's not a waste of time at all. So there are lots of things that we think I think I'm wasting my time. Like when you are planning for the day, you know, in the days when I wrote exams, I will not start an essay without jotting my ideas down. You know, in fact, I will not start a paper without reading through the whole question thing, and then picking the ones I'm going to answer. But before I start, jot the points down. Meanwhile, somebody is done half a page or a full page. I'm only putting bullet points down on the question paper. I haven't opened the paper. But once I open the paper, I'm writing more sensibly than he is, and I'm
More organized.
I'm more organized in my thoughts, and so it makes better sense to the examiner, and I'll get higher marks than you. And it all happened with me taking the time to put my thoughts on paper. And it's interesting, it works. No cancellation. Otherwise, you write, then you no, and then you're canceling and you're doing this and your arguments are not organized. So planning is part of it, and healing is part of life. Take your time to heal. If it means being out of the dating game for 2 years, do it. You make a far better choice. You'll get a much better relationship. Because if anything at all, you've proved to yourself that I can be alone. If nothing at all, you've proved to yourself, I don't need this relationship. I love you. As I was saying, I love you and I'm happy you are part of my life. But without you in my life, I'll be fine.
I will still live.
Yeah.
But I'm happy you are part of my life. And I cherish you being part of my life. But don't think you are my life. Because if you leave, I'll be all right. Because I know, I was 2 years. I was fine before you came on. Effie.
Don't let the pain take over. I'm someone that thinks overthinks and thinks again. And a lot of it stems from being heavily critical of myself first.
Okay.
So then everything around me is like, this is my fault, that's my fault. Everything that's wrong is my fault somehow. So when you said that, I was like, that's probably the issue. Something goes wrong, I'm in a lot of pain, and then it completely envelopes me in all areas. And I feel like I'm functioning, but I'm not.
Yes.
I'm going through the motions. But then being able to let people... So there's two things. Being able to let people love you and care for you and help you through the pain is one, but also allowing them to sharpen. And it's interesting you used the taking time to sharpen your axe, because I've been thinking a lot about the verse that says iron sharpens iron. And so many of us are surrounded by people who, to me, praise us in the wrong that we do and praise us and in the bad. You're close friends with David, and David is hurting Akosia, and you're not saying anything. You're not sharpening him to be a better person.
That's right. Yes.
And so we're not getting sharper. We're all just blunt and walking around thinking we're okay, because no one around us is telling us that you're not doing right by anybody around you. But because it's okay, you're okay, David is good to me, I'm okay. But actually one day he may turn around and do the same. And in that moment, what will I do? So
we'll do the very thing that you've given him reason to believe it is okay to do, because you didn't speak up.
You didn't speak up. And so I'm trying my best now. I mean, people talk a lot about karma, but I think karma is a biblical concept. Give and it will come back to you pressed down. So I'm doing better to, one, let those around me who show love by sharpening me be the ones that I turn to, not the ones who will be like, who, as you said, in our generation, we're not just quick to love and get laid, we're quick to push through pain. So, get over it. I'm so tired of hearing about this issue. Just move on. And so people become isolated because they feel like there's no one to go to, no one to offer sharpening or counsel. So they push through pain and think that they're okay, but they're really not. So those are three things that you made me think of. And then when you spoke about how we cut ourselves off the people around us
when we think we're
in love, I realize that is sometimes very subconscious. You might not even be in a relationship with the person, like an official relationship, but there is one friend or one person in your life that you subconsciously cut people off for. Oh, let's go and have ice cream here. Victoria and I have planned to discuss a book. Vic, I can't make it. Actually, I can, and I should have, but I end up going for ice cream. And then the useless things that you keep saying yes to become your world.
Yes.
And at a point you realize I've drowned, and everybody else has kind of moved on, and you have to start again. So the final thing with that is we don't have closure in our generation. People hurt each other and can't say sorry. People are hurt and can't confront. Everyone's afraid of judgment. Everyone's afraid of being hurt again. So we don't have closure. And that's why we're walking into rebound relationships. And why we're, like you said, in a relationship being manipulated because we haven't healed yet. So these are all the things that you made me think of.
Yeah. One thing that I want to react on, the being critical of ourselves. Let's not do it. Let's not do it. Because it serves no purpose. Putting yourself down, beating yourself over and over and over, and insulting yourself, how can you be this stupid, and things like that. That's what makes you wiser. Won't make you take a better decision. Indeed, it undermines your confidence. My approach to this is, whoa, that was terrible, but you are a human being. Move on. You just shown you're a human being. And how dare you to think that you weren't a human being? Now, move on. Would you make that mistake again? Possibly. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now that I know better, I hope to do better. But if I don't do it, I'm a human being. We would move on. We would enjoy the moment. We would move on. So don't be too critical of yourself, because sometimes that becomes an ego thing. I am human. Full stop. Full stop. So now, you wanted to ask me a question? Yeah. I was aware you wanted to ask me a question.
Uncle, I also have a question.
I also have my contribution.
Hey, sorry.
I have two questions actually.
Okay.
So the first question had to do with inviting other women into your home. How do you deal if there's a problem like that? Instead of waiting for the person to come home and saying, "Oh, I saw you here with this person," how do you deal with it without inviting the lady into your home? That's one. And then the second question, it's a question that's been bothering me for like forever. Emotional attachments. I keep saying that you can be emotionally attached to somebody and not know. And people argue with me every time that it's not possible. But sometimes when you are in there, you don't know that you're in there. Someone afar will be able to tell tell you. So the question is it possible? And then if it is, how do you let someone know that a person is there and needs to get out if it's not healthy?
I don't think it matters whether you know that you're emotionally attached or not. I think it is rather important to know how to make sure your life has not been taken over by anything, and always trying to see, what did I do today? What did I do yesterday? And if you wake up and you realize that I'm doing the same thing, so yesterday where was I? Oh, I was with him. Or, oh, it's 4 o'clock already. What have I done from 12? I was talking with him. And how did I spend yesterday too? Oh, I was talking with him. Or you find yourself mopping around. You are not your best self. And you feel down and low. And then you realize, why am I down? Why am I low? Then you discover, oh, he hasn't called me today. We haven't spoken. Then you know that he's taken over my life. I need my life back. Especially those of you who, every now and then you pick your phone and check. He hasn't called, then you put down. Then you pick again. Oh, he hasn't called. Pick again. And then you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is reach for your phone, trying to see whether there's been a message from him. And there's no message from him, and now you refuse to get up. I'm not getting up until he calls me. Because all energy is drained from you. Oh, he hasn't sent a message. Oh, okay. So that doesn't help. And your first question is?
How do you deal with
the other woman, keeping the other woman away? Well, I would like to speak to you as women. Women are very competitive and very jealous. And women are very unsure of themselves. So play the game. Let the other woman know, between me and Ken, we are so cool. You can have him all you like. But when Ken comes home, me and Ken, no. The pressure will be so much. The pressure will be so much on that person. He will begin to punish him.
What if he doesn't come home?
Yeah.
Come where?
What if he doesn't come home?
Where is he going?
She's jealous, so she's also trying to up her own game.
No, it doesn't matter. When he comes home, embrace him. Give him more reasons why he shouldn't go out.
Uncle, my friend did that.
Yes.
Her husband impregnated a head of department. That's why she's divorcing. She played that game.
What is so bad about that? The pregnancy. Pregnant to another woman. It takes only one sexual encounter to pregnant somebody.
To do what?
To make somebody pregnant. Only one sexual encounter. It often means nothing.
Wow.
It often means nothing. So, okay,
Uncle, flip the story.
that one will kill that. People don't realize that when your man is having an affair, and it's different. I'm talking about marriage now. Courtship, if he's having an affair in courtship, that's a different
thing. And you can't
thing. That one,
go.
no, that one approach it differently.
Yes.
But your husband is having an affair. You must understand that the more the other woman sees you happy and having fun, the more painful it is going to be for her. People, the wives never see the pain of the other woman. When I go, and no matter how good a time we have, I am going to look at my time at one point. Oh, I have to go. And I say, oh, no, but, oh, no, you have to go. I'll see you tomorrow. And for the rest of the time, she's thinking of,
What you doing?
yeah, what is he doing there? No, and when he comes home, let him know, oh, you're welcome. I know where you've been, but I don't care. You are home. Do that a few times and see whether he would want to go there. What happens, unfortunately, is this. Where have you been? Where have you been? You went to her again, eh? You went, I'm sure you went to her. Look, me, I won't allow you. And the stress is pouring. The next time he's not coming home, he knows you would talk like that. So when he's driving from the girl's place, he's psyching himself. He's rehearsing all the things you say. And he's made up our mind, okay, I won't talk. I won't talk some. Where have you been? Let me get out. Where have you been? Where have you been? Yeah. You know? No, because I'm prepared. This has not surprised me. Play a game that surprises him.
Uncle.
Yes.
It reminds me of a story. I've forgotten where I read it from. So I learned that the husband was having an affair. And the woman knew about it. So once in a while, she updated, I think, her social media or her status. And probably it should be something. And she'll just write, thank you, baby, for the car. And then when the man goes to the other woman, the woman will attack the man like, and you bought her this, and you say you don't love her again, and you bought her this. So if you are happy, I think when you are happy, it
will kill the relationship.
Yeah, so let's...
And when she doesn't become an issue between you and your husband, it will kill it. As long as it's an issue, because you see, men have a certain situation.
Sorry.
I was beaten for stealing fish from the soup when I haven't done it. Oh, now I'll do. I'll do it. David, it's as a. I haven't stolen the thing. I didn't break the glass. But someone who did is mentioning my name, or mom is suspecting that I did.
Blaming you for it.
And is blaming me for it. Oh, a few more glasses will break. Now when you are beating me, I'm happy. I broke it and it was nice beer. As you are whipping me. You must know the dynamics of it. So he knows when he's coming home, he knows he's done the wrong thing.
Okay.
Play a different game.
Okay.
No, oh, he knows.
So if you pretend that you don't see, he also said, "Oh, of course you're Tiasi. Let's continue."
No.
Until the other lady gets pregnant.
Until he gets
Because
sick.
yes,
sickness.
You're not supposed to get.
Yeah.
You the side chick. You're not supposed to get pregnant.
Oh, give it them. Give it them.
In the church, someone says, Uncle, husband should have an affair.
Should not. He corrected himself.
Should not have an affair. And the wife have an affair and the husband play the happiness game.
Thank you. That was what I was going to
So
ask.
this one, yeah, he doesn't agree.
You know, I once said something at rehearsals and the female activist jumped at me.
Feminist.
In the group.
I'm not jumping.
I said, it is the female mosquito that bites.
That causes malaria.
That causes malaria. Not the male.
Okay.
There are things nature has made it that way. So when we equate, when we level the ground and say we are all the same and the rules are the same and the consequences are the same, it is not. I cannot carry someone's child. You can. As a woman. I cannot go and get pregnant with another man or another woman and come and still sleep by you and let you think you are the father of the child or the mother of the child. I can't do that. You can. Your role is different. That is why God in his wisdom has made it much more difficult for you to be aroused than me. I can be aroused easily. The woman cannot be that easily aroused. I don't care. As long as I have an erection, I don't care whether you're taking your bath or not. I don't care whether you are smelling nice or not. And I don't care whether you've been rude to me or not. You have been wired differently. For you to give yourself fully, you must see certain things. You must ask for certain things. The person must show caring. I don't care whether you care for me or not. Oh, you are ready for it? You want us to do? Oh, okay, all right. That's wonderful.
Uncle, but we'll be sorry.
Who'll be sorry?
When we go out and we mistakenly get pregnant and we come back, we'll be sorry. So we are telling them we are sorry, please accept us, take us back. It was a mistake. Let's just forget the person and father this child.
It was a mistake. Yeah. Let me try to make sense of this. So the male organ is working somewhere. You two, your female this thing was working somewhere, and then they slipped. They slipped, and then they collided.
What happened with another and another one? You were just another.
No, in other words, pregnancy cannot be by mistake.
It can never be by mistake.
When you were doing it, don't you know you got pregnant?
When they do it,
when they did what?
Oh, there's no excuse.
No, when a man does it, there's no excuse. I'm not rationalizing it. No. I haven't said it's okay for a man to go around messing around.
I'm just saying that I think the men should also own up. The way it's easily.
I am trying to teach principles that will help you win him back and kill that relationship.
Have a baby.
That sometimes you contribute to the strength of that other woman. Now, the worst case is this. Let's say I'm messing around with Ife. Then you choose a fine time to come to rehearsals to embarrass Ife and warn Ife in the presence of all the others to back off. So you leave. And you go with this satisfaction that I've gone to disgrace her. I've disgraced her. She was playing around with my husband. Now, no. When she sees somebody's husband, we see whether she will get close to her. Maybe I'm not even at the rehearsal. Then I hear about what has happened. You know what you've done? Now I am under moral obligation to soothe her pain, to make it up to her, to comfort her, to make her even feel better than she was. If she plays her card well,
you may mistakenly impregnate her.
Uncle, when you said moral obligation, isn't the moral obligation? I'm trying to get it because isn't the first moral obligation to the woman you married before she was?
Is to be faithful.
Yes. So
that one I have failed. And so question number 1, I have failed that.
Okay.
But there's a question number 2. And that one I'm not going to fail. And the question number 2 is that maybe the relationship has even been mischaracterized.
The one with you.
Yes, with Efe. Efe, innocent Efe, has been destroyed because of me. Her reputation shattered because of me. She has been disgraced before her peers because of me. Oh, I can't
let her go like that.
I can't let her stay. She mustn't face this alone.
Making it up to her.
Yes. So, Efe, I'll buy you a car. I'll buy you a car so that if those who were there when you were disgraced now see you in a car, they will shut up and realize that, okay, yeah.
I'll build you, I understand.
If you can.
I think we'll never understand.
Come again.
I think.
You don't understand.
No, I'm saying that I don't think women would ever get it. Maybe we are not meant to understand it that way. Maybe that's how it works. So I think media will take it like that.
I think we're trying to fit it in an idealistic world. It's not ideal.
Yes.
Ideally, morals should be towards you marry this person, you should. Yeah, but that's not the way it is. I think I've stopped to some extent trying to let the textbook man exist in my home. Not because it just saves you a lot of overthinking, over analyzing, and you come to realize that there's a reality that you face. There's a textbook that is supposed to happen, and then when you go to school, then the textbook is even more enhanced, and you feel like he's supposed to be this way, and then the person is not. I think not because it's fine, but it's just the way it just makes you sleep.
But no wonder she also asked me to ask the odds are always against them because she has to fake I'm okay with it. So she's
David,
always trying
to. It's not against her. She's more intelligent than me.
Just be.
That's why God made them more intelligent. Let her use her intelligence to play a higher game. Let her play. I give the example of my father. We caught my father in the very act, my mother and I. You know, my father lived in Atabuabo in Kumasi, almost across the street from the Prempeh Assembly Hall in Kumasi. It's called Abuabo, but it's also called Fanti Newtown. We lived at South Treso. Okay. My mother never visited my father late. You know, she was going to be with my father by 6 o'clock. By 5:30, she's gone. She's come home from the market, cooked his meal, taken her bath, powdered herself. She's gone. Leaving all my siblings with me to take care of because I was a big boy. Now, on this day, my mother comes, and I don't think she intended to go to Fanti Newtown. So I'm sleeping when she tapped me. Sorry. So I wake up. It was about 9. Now, South Treso is dead by 7. So 9 is very late, especially in a home. I'm older than TV in Ghana. So in a home where there was no TV, the whole South Treso had only 2 TV homes, 2 homes with TV. So we sleep early. And it's about 9. I said, "Sir, here come Papa. We are going to your father." I'm always happy to see my father. I was his favorite by far. So there wasn't going to be a question of me asking my mom, why? You know, because if I had my way, I would be sleeping in his house. So, here come home, Papa. Okay, so that woke me up. Got up. We go. For some reason that day, I think all the stars were aligned for my mother. Because we get to the junction where we normally pick a taxi, and a taxi had just come to drop somebody at South. And so he was able to take us. Yes, almost like a waiting car. So at that point in the night, in those days, not much traffic in Kumasi. So within another 10-15 minutes, we were at Fanti Newtown. Get down, pay the driver. We go, ko. Then here, Wana. Then my mother goes, Oyame Ama. And there was silence. We're standing there. Then we hear some noise inside. We hear some noise inside. Some whispers. And my mom is still doing that. Now, let me pause and tell you that my mom never fought women. My mom enjoyed fighting men and beat them. And she had done that from her childhood. Because my uncle, her brother, tells us that when he was in school, my mother never went to school. When you fought him in school, He will tell her, you out chat make her from Mrs. Saba. And then she will come home and call my mother. I'm a boy, be a brom. And then she would go and beat them. So she grew up with that. At the whole of Asafo Market and Central Market, everybody know Auntie Amma does not fight women. She fights men. Everybody knew. So now let me continue the story. So after what seems like forever, the door cracks open small and shuts again. Then my father was a giant of a man. He was a boxer and a footballer. You know, huge. So he comes and stands in front of my mother, blocking the door with his body. And my mom goes, "Oh, Mom, can I me? I'm out in Yabutel." And then a woman comes behind him. And my father now shields, you know, is covering, is actually restraining. My mother is cool. And then creates an opening behind him. And that woman would have beaten Usain Bolt. No, the speed with which she went.
I can imagine what he said. This woman beats men.
This man, yes.
When you get a chance.
Go. So she's gone. And my mom goes inside. And then my father is following her. I'm a easy patcher. I'm a patcher. So we had brought him food.
Yeah.
You know, in the traditional world, there was no time for that. It was too late. So Seth laid the table for him. And so Mrs. Manbro. And my father, now, I'm sure whether he was satisfied or not, he knew he had to eat. And then once he's trying to eat, my mom goes to change the sheep. And then prepares my place. And said, "Come on, Kada." So my mother is not raising he's not talking, he's cool, like normal. My father wakes up early. And he's on his knees. It's the first time I saw my father on his knees, begging again. A giant of a man begging. And my mother says, "Oh yeah, on your street. On your street." My father is preparing breakfast, cutting bread, and the bread fell from him. He was shaking so much. My mom got ready, dressed, got me ready. Oh, wait, I tell him, "Okay, you're on the Jericho. Bye-bye." And then we leave. Of course, at that time, I was too young to know the implications of what was going on. The next day, a whole delegation comes from the woman's side to come and beg my mother. My father is now Father Christmas. You know, whatever request my mother has ever made that he had ignored, he was rushing and meeting them. And all my mother is doing is cool. To my knowledge, that was the last time my father cheated. There is a game to play, and when to play it. If you don't play it right, you pay a bigger price. If you play it right, you may not get results overnight, but it works. And being the Takashi guy, hey, what is this? What is this? And I tell people that the women who monitor us that closely and scream at us, they are easy to dribble. Oh, they are easy to dribble. It's a woman who will not burst out and who is giving you a long rope and who, even though she's going through pain, is ignoring you, that we can't fool. You know, like the case of one of my friends who, one day he doesn't go home. And he gets home the next day and says, "Oh, why didn't you come home?" He said, "Oh, there was a blizzard." This was in the US. There was a blizzard. Blizzard in this state. Is that all you can think of? Blizzard Okay. Then I said, do you know my profession? Say, yeah. Just say it. Say what my profession is. Say, you're a pharmacist. Yeah. That should tell you that I know how to deal with chemicals. I know how to mix chemicals.
You won't even know you're dying.
I just want you to remember that before you mess up like this again. Anyway, I've prepared breakfast for you.
I'm fasting.
The guy goes like, no, I will eat, but first, let me apologize for what I've done. It won't happen again. I said, no, it doesn't matter whether it happens again. I'm a chemist. Just remember that. The guy hasn't messed up again. There are ways of handling. Again, Johnny is a good boy. Oh, Johnny is a good boy. That strategy, we miss it. We deal with men differently, and the approach must be different. If you are dealing with another woman, confront her and attack her and threaten her and things like that, it works. But for us, it doesn't quite work. Plus, if you accuse me, quite often you accuse me at a time when this one and me, Papa.
Debbie. Smart, you probably caught him before he did what he did.
That's right. So in doing it, you rather fast track it. Oh, your wife called me. My wife called you. So what did he say? Are you asking me? Go and ask her. Now suddenly I'm on her side, not my wife's side. I'm coming home to fight my wife and pacify you. Because my wife called you, even though I don't know if what he called. Said. So I'm coming home. Hey, I was here. Efe said you call her. What did you say to Efe? Where did you even get her number from? That's the beginning of a fight. Oh. On behalf of a girl who may not mean as much to me as you thought. Yeah, as you do. Now, me and you, we are not going to be fine. So for another 2 weeks, I'm dreading coming home because there's fire at home. Now, I'm also pacifying her, so I'm now spending a little bit more time. And I'm going there and she's saying, hey, are you here today to go to your wife? Now I'm begging her. Oh, no. Oh. Now, if she's clever, she has the upper hand. She can manipulate me and get away with it. Why? Because she called. Whereas previously, she may have to beg me before I pass through her house. Except that those who told you did not tell you that, because they couldn't have known that. But even worst case scenario, that I am doing the thing there, my best fear. Give me something to compare the two. Because when I go to her, she doesn't ask me, where were you last night?
Oh, she knows that right. When she knows.
Come again?
She doesn't have that right.
But in not having, in that, oh, there are side chicks that are worse. Are you not coming? You close at 5. Why are you here? And then at 7, you say you are going.
Yeah.
No, as of today, you are not leaving till 10. Now, pressure. That side chick will be S side chick very soon.
Ex side chick.
She'll be the new second wife to the new side chick.
Yes.
But the one, no matter. Maybe yesterday was a birthday, I didn't pass there. I didn't pass there because, again, you were close marking me. And so I couldn't slip away. And then I didn't go. I couldn't because you have my phone. Now, I go there the next day, and I know I didn't do anything for her day. And I was, oh, it's so good to see you. I missed you so much. Birthday not mentioned. I said, oh, belated happy birthday. Oh, you remembered. I'm so happy.
If I may, yes. But I think that the reason why it's so hard for us to listen and to digest the things you're saying is because it just it literally just sounds like women were made to cater to men. If they're good, you cater. If they're bad, you keep catering. If they're worse, you keep catering some more. It's like, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. And I think right now we just feel like that's not our ultimate calling. But there's something to that. One thing I say to myself that I remember that I also read and heard you say is if you don't want to be there, if you want to be there, fight for it. If you don't want to be there, then
leave.
Yeah. So if you are there, then you might as well be there for a purpose. So it's hard to swallow. It's like, what? But then you still want to be there. Yeah, you say people ration, I'm there for my kids, I'm there for my this. Then stay there and make it good for your kids, or go.
It's difficult for you to take because you are putting yourself at the level of the man and have no idea how much higher than you are than the man. That's number one. You are feeling that you have the raw end of the deal because you don't realize that you have much more resources than I do as a man. And that is why you could handle this. You don't need me. I need you. Women, all of you can decide to punish the men in your life by not having sex with them till they come and apologize. And you won't break it. If the guy makes a mistake and does not apologize for 3 months, we are going 3 months. And every morning I wake up singing. Every morning she'll wake up singing. And that is when she dresses well and things like that. In the bedroom, and she's going up and down. She comes from the bathroom and she hasn't dressed anything. She's walking and she's making you. She knows you are looking at her and you are not quite looking at her. But she knows you are looking at her. And then she's singing so that in case you are not paying attention, you pay attention. Then she dresses. She's gone. If you touch it, hey, catch it. Hey, why? Remember having. Then she goes. 3 months. Me, 1 week, I'm dying. 1 week. No, 1 week. 1 week, I'm dying. Suddenly, I am calling for arbitration. Yeah, no, peace conference. And whatever territory you want, you take. Let's kill this. Do you people know that there's at least one documented case in history where women ended a war by refusing to have sex with their husbands? Did you know? The opposite won't work. That men decided that women are causing too much trouble, so we won't have sex with men, with them. Or it would have continued. And so that would have been added to the conflict. But the women decided, hey, you men, you are messing up a crowd. Why? What is your problem? Why can't we live together? All right, you know something? No sex for you till you stop war and make peace with the next village. I'm sure the first few days the men messaged, oh, don't mind these women, what do they think? Yeah. I'm sure by day 3 somebody said, Chale mommy and table. I'm not too sure that it lasted more than 2 weeks. I'm sure by the end of the first week, the men are asking, why are we fighting so much? What is it that why we're going for war for? No, it's not that the women are asking us to stop, but actually, let's think about it. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. Okay, they took the pitch for our children, but it's okay. We also took their cemetery. It's fine.
And then all of a sudden it becomes their idea. All of a sudden they thought about this. We didn't do this because
no. We didn't do it because of you. Yeah. We just reviewed the thing and we looked at it. One, peace has its dividends.
Wow.
If you want to operate like an ordinary average girl, you will get ordinary average relationships.
Ooh.
But if you rise above it and play a wiser game, you'll get better results and even more respect. The choice is ours. Is it easy? If it was easy, everybody would be extraordinary. That's why only a few people are. Well, I would like to thank you for joining us for ENCORE Plus. We'll come your way next Friday. And Victoria will have the chance to say what it is she wanted to say. For now, we are done. Thank you.
Honey, won't you come to bed?
I'll be with you. I'll be with you shortly.
Come on, let's go to bed too. And you're doing this.
Sir? Sweetheart, I think it's getting late. You should come to bed.
Get the best-selling novels, The Deal, and Perfect Couple by Uncle WHYTE at 40 Ghana cedis each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for your copies.